Hi everyone, I'm Katie, one of the vet nurses who works at Purina New Zealand as part of our Pet VIP team. We're back today for another educational pet chat, and today we're joined by Beth Bryant, who is our go-to person for all things nutrition for Purina New Zealand. We'll be talking about pet nutrition and its importance in keeping your cats and dogs happy and healthy. If you have any questions relating to today's topic, feel free to pop these in the comment section below and we'll respond after the session. Hi Beth, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm great, thanks. How about you?
Very well, thank you. Beth, I thought today that we could chat about some of the common nutrition queries we have come through from our consumers. The first being regarding kittens and puppies. We know many people have adopted new pets to join their family while we're at home. What is so important about correct nutrition for puppies and kittens?
Well, they have a lot of growing and developing to do in quite a short space of time. So they need increased levels of protein and fat. They need DHA from omega-3 to help with their brain and vision development. And then things like calcium and phosphorus need to be in there in the correct level and also the correct ratio. So there are quite a few things that make our puppy and kitten foods quite different to that food they'll get when they're adults.
And then when would be the best time to actually transition them onto that adult diet?
So with our small and mini and medium puppies, usually around 12 months. The same is true for our kittens. And then when it comes to our large and giant breeds, we say 18 to 24 months, depending on just how large or giant they're going to be at maturity.
And then if we're thinking about our older pets, when would we actually consider them senior and start looking at a tailored pet food for them, and what benefits would that have?
So from the age of 7, both our cats and dogs are considered senior. And it's really important to feed them a specific diet at this time because their needs do change. So with our senior dogs, they have a tendency to put on weight as they age. And with our senior cats, certainly the older they get, they can really lose muscle mass and body condition. Things like glucosamine, chondroitin, omega-3 are great to have in there as well to help with the joints and any inflammation. And then we're really lucky in our ProPlan and Purina 1 senior dog formulas to have the addition of MCTs. So these are enhanced botanical oils, and they've been shown to promote mental alertness and sharpness in our senior pets. So this is a really amazing breakthrough innovation and point of difference we have in these products.
Yeah, it is fantastic because you do notice, don't you, when our pets do start to get older, that they start to slow down physically and mentally. So having a diet that looks after those nutritional needs is really fantastic. And then if we look at the term that we often see with pet food, complete and balanced, what does that term actually mean?
Right, so you've got AAFCO, which stands for the Association of American Feed Control Officials. And they set the standards of what needs to go into a pet food at what levels. So complete and balanced means that the food contains all the nutrients the pet needs in the correct proportion for good health. And that is in accordance to those levels set by AAFCO.
And I know when we've been at home, it might be tempting for us to give a little treat from our own plate. And obviously this isn't the best idea when we're trying to keep our pets healthy with a complete and balanced diet.
Yes, I mean, I know it's hard when they look at you with those starving eyes, but yeah, ideally we should be giving them species appropriate treats. By all means treat them, but a lot of our food can actually be toxic to our pets. So really best to stick to a treat that's made specifically for them.
Yeah, very important. We also talk a lot in the office about mixed feeding. Now I feed my cats on a mix of wet and dry food. Why is this so important to cats' health specifically?
Well, we really feel that they work better together. So our dry food is great for their dental health, and it's also quite nutrient dense. So you don't need to feed a huge amount. And then with our wet food, specifically our cats don't tend to be great drinkers. So this is a really great way to make sure that they're hydrated. And then also there's lots of different flavors and textures which can appeal to our cats as they can tend to maybe be a bit fussier.
I definitely notice with my cats, I tend to feed them dry food in the morning and then wet food at night, and they get very excited when they hear the sound of that pouch or can opening. So it's really nice to see that they're really enjoying that wet food and getting the benefits while they're also having something really tasty.
Great. They come running when they hear it.
They do, absolutely. We also do get some queries regarding the best food for active dogs. How can a dog owner keep their athletic dog at the top of their game for as long as possible?
So it really would depend on a dog by dog basis. It would depend on the age, also just how active the dog is, and also their body condition. So whether they're too skinny, in an ideal weight, or overweight. So you may find that your average adult active dog would do okay on an adult dog formula. But if an owner is finding that the dog isn't able to keep up with the exercise they'd like them to be doing, or that they are losing weight, then a specific active dog formula would probably be a better option.
Okay, and then how would this be different from a working dog? We obviously have lots of dogs that are hunters or that work on farms. What would they be having that's different from, say, just an active dog's diet?
So really they're athletes. So they need higher levels of protein and fat to fuel them through the work that they need to be doing, and quite often for hours on end.
Yes.
So in both our Tux and our Pro Plan range, we do have a number of different products that can really be for those different levels of work and can be tailored to the specific dog.
Okay, fantastic. And then just going back to my cats, one of them is a little bit overweight, so he is on a special weight loss diet. What's in these diets that actually helps them lose weight, and are they still feeling satisfied after eating these?
So the main thing that helps them lose weight is reduced calories. And then in terms of them being satisfied, you'll find usually that the protein level is increased, and also you've got a nice high level of fiber in there. So both of these things, the protein also helps with the muscle mass and helps with them losing weight. But in terms of keeping them satisfied, both protein and fiber do help. So no, I'm sure he or she is fine and feeling very satisfied with what they're eating.
And then what would be the risks of actually having an overweight fatty cat?
So unfortunately, there are quite a few risks, just like with us humans. So it can impact their joints, their immune system, make them more predisposed to certain conditions, and ultimately shorten their lifespan. So we want to have them with us for as long as we can. So ideally, we want them in that ideal body condition and not be too fat.
Okay. And then just going back to treats, I do like to give my cats a few treats, and I've been using them as a way to train them tricks while we've been at home. How much should owners be reducing their pets' main meals when they're feeding treats as well?
So firstly, I'm very impressed that your cats know some tricks. I would like to see those. So just like with our treats, our pets' treats do tend to be a bit higher in fat. So we say to follow the feeding guidelines on the bag, and also that the treats shouldn't account for any more than 10% of the pet's total daily calories. And ideally, if you are treating, their standard food should be reduced to allow for this as well.
Okay, I'll make sure I tell my cat that and say that, Beth told me I need to reduce. watch the treatment.
Blame me.
Yeah. That's fantastic advice, Beth. Thank you so much. Now, before I let you go, everyone, I wanted to remind you at home that at Purina, we have a team of vet nurses available during business hours who can answer any of your pet care related questions for free on 0800 738 847. In addition, if you have any questions relating to today's topic, feel free to pop these in the comments section below and we'll respond after the session. Thank you so much for your time today, Beth. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Bye.
You too. Bye.